may wonder what I am doing in an underground bunker sitting next to a dead elk.
Bonjour, madame et monsieur. As many of you know, the Garlic Grunts are my favourite team in Hogs of War, and I felt it was high time that we take a look at their history. They are the pigs in the dark blue uniforms who represent the nation of France. Most notably is of course the Adrian helmet, which is worn solely by the heavy weapons class and is indeed the staple of this army in the First World War. I myself actually own a relic Adrian helmet that was found on the battlefield of the Somme. In the early days, this team was described as the following. Fine wine and food has bred a race of pigs, every one of which has a very well developed independence gland. Their fiery temperament and refusal to bow to tyranny almost offsets what they lack in discipline and technique. Certainly a text that hits a lot of the tropes you'd expect from the French: wine, food and independence. The French Revolution was a turning point for France, which is referenced in their refusal to bow to tyranny, alongside a mention of French strategy in their lack of discipline and technique. France was in no way ready for the First World War at the beginning of 1914. They were very much behind other nations such as Britain and Germany when it came to battle tactics and experience. The French still saw war in a Napoleonic manner, and indeed still dressed in such fashion. Their bright coloured uniforms at the start of the war were the primary reasons for such heavy losses, so they desperately needed to adapt. Now, during the early days of development, this team was not called the Garlic Grunts. Instead, they went by the name of Les Hogs. Very inventive. The roster of pigs was also different, both in numbers and name. Les Hogs consisted of Pierre, Frances, Jean, Luc, Claude, Antoine, Lucien, Jacques, Paul and Michel. I apologise if I have mispronounced any of those, but as you all know, I am not French, so anyone who can correct me on those, it is greatly appreciated. But as mentioned before, only the Tommy Strotter's textures had been created thus far, so the blue uniforms were not ready yet. Further on, and we can see that Les Hogs have two pigs removed, Paul and Michel, as Hogs of War moves into the more modern phase of development. All teams were in fact reduced from 10 pigs to 9, which is the same standard we see in the final version of the game. Fast forward to today and the entire roster has been renamed to the dudes that we have come to know and love, or hate if you don't like the Garlic Grunts. If that's the case though, I'm sorry, but we can no longer be friends. It is over! So the final roster consists of Mchian, Guchon, Porc, Goinfray, Gluton, Leconte, Sanglier, Bastille and Gerard. Or is it Gerard? I don't know. But the uniforms never really changed for the Garlic Grunts. They were always kept the same as being the dark blue pigs. I think that the main reason this team is my favourite, not just within the game but also in real life, is because I've always taken an interest in France. I studied the French Revolution back in school and I've always been fascinated by their uniforms in the First World War. All in all though, that is going to wrap up this quick look at the Garlic Grunts. They are my favourite team, but I do try and change things up by playing as different teams in my videos. Hope you all enjoyed the video and can indeed check out my others. In the meantime, lots more to come. At this point, I'm essentially releasing daily videos, which feels really good, very productive. Anyway, I shall catch you guys later for the next one. Peace out, everybody.